Yeah, if I sounded all right.
Oh, you gotta, like, get close.
I'm, like, right directly in front of the microphone.
You gotta adjust your settings or something.
I have no idea what the hell is going on, because, like, I'm trying to run, like, a Go XLR and the Scarlett, and I've got, like, the settings at the point where, like, they should be good, but for some reason they're not.
Oh, you sound better now.
It's really weird.
Now you're so quiet.
I have no idea what's going on then.
Casually exposing themselves in the stream title, nice. Yeah, well, I figured it was better if you knew. I'd rather, listen, I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna be a poser and pretend that I know anything about Saiyan. But I don't. I don't know jack or shit.
I'll be a poser. I don't know shit either.
Hello, here.
Hello, Ontario.
Cool, I'm so glad it's not just me. I don't know anything about Sonic.
I mean, I think the last Sonic game I played was Forces.
I have never played a Sonic game.
I have also never played a Sonic game. Well, that's not true. It's a little bit of an exaggeration of the truth. I played Sonic Riders, the original, at a friend's house many years ago. That's about it.
And I did read the comics. We stand Tangle and Whisper in this household.
So I finished this print yesterday, which will be for sale. And I really liked doing this. I liked drawing all of, I really liked drawing all of the Sonic characters human, and I had a good time, and I wanted to keep that up. So, I went with the ones that I liked. I went with the team I liked the outcome of the most first, so I'm gonna draw human Team Dark.
I don't recognize two of those characters in the big headshot thing.
Which ones don't you?
One of the ones he was drawing with the Omega sign on the mouth.
That's Omega.
That's Omega.
Listen, that means nothing to me.
Robot.
Because he 123 Omega.
I mean, did you see that one where it's like, request insert CDs? What CDs? CDs nuts!
Maybe.
Omega, count all the salmon in the desert.
And then whoever is the one above Blaze.
That's Big the Cat.
That's Big the Cat.
Wait, really? He wasn't as purple. The hair wasn't as purple as I thought it would be. That's what threw me off.
I really like so.
Just be Pipmon?
I posted this on Tumblr, as is my want, because that's where I'm posting all my art now. Because truly, fuck Twitter.
Do you want window time or not?
So but I've been I posted it all on Tumblr, and the positive reception that I have received specifically for Big makes me so happy. I really want to draw the full body of Big, specifically because I feel like the design in my head for all of him is also very good.
I see your design of Big, and I don't see Cat, I see Eye. Or like Owl Man or something.
Well, it's because his eyes are round, but they're still kind of beady.
And the ears are like very long. Not to mention like with the round body.
Yeah.
Can I say something in the most affectionate way possible about your Big the Cat design? He looks like John Egbert.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I wanted, yeah.
Yeah, no, that tracks then. That makes perfect sense. I love the way Cream looks, though.
I'm proud of Cream. Cream turned out really cute.
I love Cream and I love Charmy. They're both on my way.
The trick, unironically, the trick was that I was sitting here being like, Brooke said it as a joke, and then I started doing the sketches and then backed up and looked at it, and I was like, oh yeah, there's 2 white people in this cast. And they're Cream and Tails.
Fair enough.
Like I said, I was telling Brooke and Justin, and I said, I feel like Tails is the little autistic white kid that gets picked up, into the friend group of these two, like, louder, older black boys, and then they become the most unstoppable team to ever exist.
Although now I'm just imagining Tails with more of like Edge from Cowboy Bebop energy.
That's kind of the vibe I wanted, yeah.
I just love Cream so much.
Big, I couldn't shake the image in my head of like I don't know how old Big is supposed to be. Him being voiced by Duke Nukem makes that a little difficult. But in my head, I always picture that, like, how did I phrase it? I said if like Sonic, Amy, Knuckles, if they're all 8th graders, and Cream, Tails, and Charmy are like 5th graders, then I think Big is like a 6th grader.
Fair enough.
Like, I feel like he's younger than the main cat. Like, I feel like he's younger than Sonic, but older than Tails. I feel like he's somewhere in the middle, but that he's not built like an 8th grader. I feel like this motherfucker is one of those guys who's, like, huge and wide and round, and then you look at him and you're like, how old is he? And he's like
12.
And he's like, I'm 14.
I just see that one bit from Accompanied My Ears. What are you, like 40? Actually, he's 12. God.
Those like 8th grade or like 6th graders and 8th graders that are built as like high school seniors, and you're like, I
feel like he is tall and very round, but he's younger than most of them.
I just hear that one Mob Psycho clip. That's a big boy.
I feel like the Team Chaotix crew are in high school, while the others are in middle school.
Charmy's not in high school.
No, but no, I feel like SBO and Vector are in high school.
Yeah, like, Charmy in this element has to be like the adopted little sibling kind of energy.
Yeah. And then I feel like Team Dark are college kids.
Although now seeing your style, I do kind of be interested to see what you do with other characters like the Babylon Rogues or like Whisper.
I can draw them at some point. Big is one of the few playable adult characters in the series. I guess not in My Human AU, he's not. I like the idea that instead of, in this proverbial AU, I like the idea that instead of people thinking that Sonic, Silver, and Shadow are all the same person, apparently, people keep thinking they're related.
I want to see your full body separates. So Silver is my favorite because I'm basic and easy.
Speaking of Silver, did anyone here watch the Silver campaign?
I did.
I did.
Huh?
I think I've watched it twice by this point.
We know you like your Trunks Nagito.
Listen, eat shit and die.
Am I wrong?
I'll put you in the mummy hole for that one.
Okay, the Trunks part, you're not wrong. That's pretty much been confirmed.
Silver's too nice to be Nagito.
Because he's also voiced by Bryce Papenbrook.
Yeah, actually, that's fair. That tracks.
Also, he kind of looks like Nagito.
A little,
yeah. Heaton. No.
Now I just want you to imagine that wide-armed Nagito image, but you just keep hearing, "It's no use. It's no use. It's no use."
I will find you, and you're going in the mummy hole. I like how that's just become the threat in Ontario bit. Put him in the mummy hole.
Toss him in the mummy hole.
I will not be silenced.
Alright, so...
No, you can make all the noise you want in the hole.
Sonic is 15, Tails is 8, Knuckles is 16, Rouge is 17, Amy's 12, Cream is 6, Big is 18, SBO I can't remember 17 or 18, Charmy's 6, Vector's 20. I don't know why I think it's funniest that Vector is the oldest person canonically.
I'm sorry, Avi is telling me forbidden ultra kill things that would get you banned by the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, you can do some crazy shit with the new shit.
The new alt shotgun, you can bounce the funny explosive off the coin.
I know.
I just got a message, like in all caps message that says, "You can shoot the coin, and I'm like, oh god.
So,
I did hear the Sonic movies are cyberpunk now. I'm so happy that it's fucking Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I was so blinded by how badly I wanted it to be Hayden Christensen that Keanu Reeves never crossed my mind, and I was a fool. I was a fool for not thinking about it.
I feel like Keanu Reeves was one of the top picks for Shadow. For what
Probably.
It's worth. So it's not
a few people out there.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen was one of them, and to be fair, that would have been a really good casting choice too.
Let Anakin Skywalker be Shadow the Hedgehog? Yes, that would have been perfect. It would have been everything I could have ever wanted.
But you know what? You first.
I was just gonna say, if they had Hayden Christensen as Shadow the Hedgehog, I would never be able to unhear it without the Talking Tunes clip. So you just have the Seth Green version, where it's just the Chris Griffin one. Because, like, have you ever seen the one where it's Seth Green and Rob Paulson doing the reading from Revenge of the Sith, but they have Seth Green doing the Chris Griffin voice for...
You mean Seth MacFarlane?
No, Seth Green. Like, doing the Chris Griffin voice, not the Peter Griffin voice.
My brother says he's not edgy enough to be Shadow.
I mean, have you played John fucking Wick and frickin' Johnny Silverhands? What is not edgy about those two?
He was Neo!
Wake the dog up.
He was Neo!
Wake the dog up, Hedgehog.
Wake the
If
dog
I need
up,
your
Hedgehog.
body, I'll fuck it.
Wake the hedgehog up,
Why
Sonic.
do you come?
Wake the Hedgehog up, Sonic! That's so good!
Thank you, I try.
Although I still am waiting for the part that people have pointed out, the fact that because in the movie they show speed, that means that, like, Sonic is going to hear what Shadow sounds like and be like, "Hey, you sound like Keanu Reeves." He's just like, "Who?"
I've never needed anything more than... So, okay, Sony, you have the opportunity to do the two funniest things known to man. I want two things from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Two. Only two.
That's Paramount, not Sony.
Whatever. From Paramount. I want two things from you, Paramount. He doesn't need to do the whole thing. Some people will say he does, he doesn't. He doesn't need to do the whole thing. I just need to hear Dr. Eggman. I need to hear Jim Carrey say the words, "I've come to make an announcement, comma, Shadow the Hedgehog," and that's it. That's all I need. I don't need the whole spiel. It's not gonna happen. All I need is the phrase, "I've come to make an announcement, comma, Shadow the Hedgehog." Two, if you grabs you by the shoulders, shakes you violently. If you motherfuckers do not have the you're not even good enough to be my fake. If you don't do it with fucking Ben Schwartz and Keanu Reeves, I'm done. We're done.
You know, at the very least, I'll make you eat those words.
I'll make you eat those words.
They have to do it. They have to. That's.
I'll make you eat.
I will leave the theater furious. I will write the worst fucking review.
I mean, like people wanted Jim Carrey to do the snooping as usual, but people were actually able to edit it so he does say snooping as usual.
I simply think I don't know a lot about Jim Carrey as a person, but if we could convince him just like in character as like a TikTok video, say the first line, "I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch ass motherfucker." Just that. That's all I want. That would be so funny.
Would if Jim Carrey did that, would that make up for the movie possibly not having it?
Yes. If I could have a clip of Jim Carrey just doing the "I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch ass motherfucker." That'll make up, but I need it. I need it. I need him. I don't need him to do the whole spiel in the movie because he won't. There's no way. But
this is for kids.
It's a kids movie.
The second line literally has the words "bitch ass motherfucker."
But if all he says is "I've come to make an announcement, comma, Shadow the Hedgehog," that's it. I'm good.
Even would he be fine if it's just "I've come to make an announcement"?
I think that would also work for me. We also need Keanu to say, "Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?" Are the Chaos Emeralds introduced in Sonic 2? I haven't seen Sonic 2 yet.
Yes.
Well, they were basically like the Master Emerald was introduced, and then like it broke, and then you see the Chaos Emeralds near the end of the movie.
Can I be so real with you guys for a second?
Of course.
Yeah.
I still need to watch the Sonic movies.
I watched the first one and it's very good.
The first one is good, but the thing about it is it's not really a Sonic movie. It's more just the traditional silly CGI cartoon character goes on road trip. The second one, at least, is much more, Sonic based.
Well, yeah, but they did also have to like get Sonic into the world and set things up and do all of that. So like I'm not super upset.
Yeah.
What if we started it and it cuts to others talking or something, and then in the background you hear the rest? Oh god, that'd be so fucking funny.
If you start watching the Sonic movies, prepare for a lot of Olive Garden.
I do like Olive Garden. Hey, so Heaton, about that indie direct today.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it.
Man, one day we'll get Silk Song. Man,
Okay,
one day.
so Silk Song was not mentioned in the that's literally all I need to know about it.
Nope.
Team Cherry.
How long has Silk Song been, like how long
for
has
years.
Years. Okay.
Every day I put on my funny little clown wig and my funny little clown nose, and I wait, and then I get no information, and I go, man, sure has been a great day.
Yeah, sure, but I can't imagine what that's like.
Cries in lack of Explorers DX.
Cries in still doesn't know when Silent Hill 2 is coming. The Silent Hill 2 remake's coming out.
They said the end of this year. They said that at recently that they were gonna try to get it out by the end of the year.
Yeah, whenever that is.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, today was definitely a day where it was Bloodborne fans and Silk Song fans being like, please? Please? ¿Por qué?
¿Por qué?
Okay, so
Listen, Listen, I get it. It's one of those things where it's like I'm one of the people. I'm with Angriest Pat. Pat and I have the exact same mentality. I don't want to know it exists until it's done. I don't care.
Yeah.
If it's not done, don't tell me about it. So I don't care. I'll wait forever if I have to. But I am going to playfully bitch about having to wait. But it doesn't genuinely bother me. If it comes, it'll come out when it's ready. In sincerity, I don't mind waiting. It's just a case of, like, I'd like any information now that you've told me about it.
Who was whining? Is that you, Pippin? Sorry.
I don't wait for anything to come out, so any new release is a huge surprise to me. Yeah? How nice your life must be.
I mean, I freaking found out about a game about a couple of days ago, and I didn't even realize it existed, and it's gonna come out in maybe a week, so I'm excited for it.
I have Rise of the Ronin. I pre-ordered it, and I still have to play it, but I can't right now.
All you know is I found out about frickin' Megaton Musashi W, and I am absolutely hyped.
I'll be able to play it soon, I think.
So apropos of nothing, did you hear that Mungus is now a trans supporter?
Good.
As in the Pokemon?
As in the Pokemon.
Good for them.
Fair enough, good for them.
Funny
No
much
one's
for
asking
Pokemon says trans rights.
No one here is asking for context. Everyone just accepted it immediately. Good.
No, I don't need context. I don't need it, I don't want it, I don't care. Good for them.
Context is for the weak.
Context is for suckers. I don't want shit.
I'm done knowing.
It's just funnier to be. It's just funny to be like, yeah, you're so right.
Pros and cons of being clueless. Pros, clueless. Cons, clueless.
So true, bestie.
I really should stop picking at my thumb. I have not yet stopped picking at my thumb.
Then you won't have a thumb left.
Yeah, like me.
So, they cut off their thumbs. Now they have no thumbs. The end.
Actually, that almost happened. Never mind.
I need you to know, by the way, that I think frequently about the fact that, as a fun piece of TP lore, that TP had to be physically stopped because his body was simply too powerful.
What?
But for what? Did you just rip your thumb off and it kept growing back Wolverine style?
Oh no. I need to elaborate.
You do.
Yeah.
I had to set it up for you to tell the story because it's really cool.
So for those who do not know, I am 6'3".
TP is large.
I am a big boy. I think one of the funniest Side note: one of the funniest reactions I had with meeting people IRL is like going to meet up with Heaton back in MomoCon, like 2018, I think, and like going up to her and walking and saying hi, and then he was just in shock because I was this big.
I was stunned. It's like nobody told me that TP was so big. And TP's very sweet. You're a very sweet, very quiet person. So in my head, I'd been like, oh, he's like average height, like anywhere from like 5'10" to 6'0". And then you do possess little guy energy. And then I met him, and he's just fucking enormous. And he's like, hi, and I'm like, oh my god, TP!
Did you know when I was young, I was projected to be 6'8". So the reason that didn't happen is because when I was younger, I don't remember what it was. I keep on forgetting what the thing is called. I will say it did have something to do with my bladder, and I needed to take steroids for it. I cannot speak steroids for it. So when I was younger, I did in fact take steroids. I can say I've had them before. Don't take them. I took them for literal medical reasons.
Yeah. You took medical steroids, not anabolic steroids.
Even then, I think it's still the steroids still affected my how much I grew. Not enough for me to not be the tallest person in my family, mind you, but you know. I think all the height I lost from that went into my feet because my feet are still like fucking. I have to like order shoes. I have to like order shoes to fit. I can't just go to the store. They don't have my foot size.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. I hate it. Avi's right, by the way. Feet suck.
Can I say something real quick about TP being tall, having little guy energy?
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me distinctly of hit funny man Bo Burnham.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out he's like 6'4".
Yeah, Bo Burnham does not look like he's like that large.
I thought he was like 5'7" or 5, like maybe 6 foot at the tallest.
My favorite was finding out that Mother's Basement is like 6'4". Jeff Thu is huge.
Yeah.
And he's like, I love that he's like, people keep not knowing because of the way that I sit in my videos, but now that I'm on TikTok, I keep having this problem. And then he just walks up and puts a hand on his fucking refrigerator, and I'm like,
oh!
And then it's him standing next to Yazzie, and I'm like, oh, he's enormous! Also, yes, I am drawing Team Dark.
Yes,
They were the ones I had the clearest image in my head of, like, what I wanted them to look like full-bodied. Next to, Team Chaotix, who I will probably draw next.
Let me guess, TP, you're a size 16 foot. I wish.
What shoe size are you?
18.
17 and a half.
Damn.
Jesus!
I was closest.
Closest without going over. You and... I almost said Monopoly rules. That's Jeopardy. That's not right either. That's Price is Right. Fuck!
It's annoying getting stuff myself. Maybe you know what probably doesn't help with the whole little person energy? All my characters are like average to like small.
True.
Like the tallest character, the tallest character I have canonically is Jackie, who's 5'7".
All my characters are taller than me.
I have a
guess you just
slightly similar problem.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, TP, you just like characters that are more down to earth.
TP, do you want us to put him in the mummy hole?
I'll let it slide. You can. I'll let it slide. Listen. I don't fear the bad pot. I have no fears.
One fear.
One fear.
I have one fear, and that's only if Sherry walks into the room.
One fear. Blooper team.
God, you're so right. But I have a similar problem. I've talked about this before. At first glance, when you look at me, I appear to be built like a normal person. I am not.
Keaton is kind of small.
My composition is very strange. So I'm
Small.
not small. I'm about 5'8".
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm
small for you.
I
So
have
basically-
I have a problem with determining.
No, I'm
So
actually
basically,
on the tall. I'm on the
really
tall side of
small.
average for women.
For
And I
people
do not
born.
have much money.
So you can understand the kind of stress that I am under. But yeah, I'm on like the tall side of average for women. I'm about 5'8". I've said this before, and I'm not particularly ashamed about it. I have fairly big tits. But like, I'm also. The problem is everything from like the shoulders down. You know what I mean? Is where I have problems. I have a really long neck in real life.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I have really long limbs. My arms and legs are really long. My fingers are long. I'm very stretched. But the problem is that I also have, so this is where the problem comes in, right? Like, for the average person, you're like, for example, on Shadow, your waist is like here.
Mhm.
My waist is like here.
Oh, you're all leg.
I'm all leg. I have a really high waist and really long legs. So like,
Keaton,
no, yeah,
I'm gonna say something embarrassing.
sure.
This is not me being this is me being oblivious. I did not realize you had, even though I met you before, I didn't remember that you had big tits.
Well, yeah, I don't dress to accentuate them very often.
Yeah.
That's fair, but
Keaton
like
has boobs?
I do.
And yet Ozra.
Yeah, true.
listen. I just
No, the reason you can't tell is because I'm very proportionate. Like, like everything. It's one of the good things about me. So, okay, this is gonna sound like a weird humble brag, but like, this is gonna sound like a weird flex, but you're gonna need to like hear me all the way out. So I was younger, because I wanted to get into acting, and I still kind of do. There was this group of scouts for, I don't remember what they were for some agency. They came through our area, not our small town. We had to drive for a while to get to the thing, but I begged and begged and begged because I wanted to try. And I did, and they told me they actually expressed some interest, but not for acting. They asked me if I'd ever done any modeling before. And I said, no, I haven't. And I was like, I didn't think I was pretty like that. And in a weird way, they said, in so many words, they said, it's not that. It's because of the way you're built. And I was
Built
told...
different, literally.
Yeah, I was told that because I was tall, I had long legs, I was really skinny at the time, cough, I was on Adderall, and I don't have ADHD, so I was really skinny, cough. But they told me that I had, like, the build of a runway model. Because I'm tall and I have really long legs. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that. I had no interest in modeling. I don't like being touched or futzed with. I don't like it when other people put my makeup on, etc., etc. That would have driven me insane, so we never pursued that. It just felt like it'd suck and be unpleasant, so I decided not to. Every time I have to go clothes shopping, I think about that Talon Scout telling me that I was built like a runway model. And then I remember, oh yeah, they don't make clothes on the rack for runway models. So I spent 75% of my youth buying clothes from sporting goods stores and the men's section because my fucking body did not fit women's clothing. The worst was when I was in fucking middle school. Low-rise jeans were like the thing, right? Those of you who are my age will remember that.
Yeah.
Low-rise jeans were so cool. All the cool girls were wearing low-rise jeans. Well, I couldn't wear low-rise jeans. Because what came up to like, you know, they were cute. They came up like just above your hips, you know, and that was, they didn't cover my underwear. My torso was too long. So like, it was literally, I physically couldn't wear them because my torso was so long that when I wore them, it made regular t-shirts look like they were cropped or that they were too small. Because they came down so low on my body, and I was like, I can't wear these. So we had to go to sporting goods stores for my pants for the entirety of middle and into early high school because I couldn't wear clothes that were made for me. Because that's all anything had, because they were what was in fashion. And I still can't wear them. You have no idea how happy I was when I got into, like, high school and college and high-rise pants came back in and they were like, oh, it's cute for you to wear, like, high-rise shorts that, like, go all the way up so that sit, like, right underneath a crop top. And I'm like, thank fucking God I can wear pants again! I'm wearing low-rise cargo pants instead because I think the big pockets look cool. I just like cargo pants. I think they're comfy.
Cargo pants based. I like having more pockets than I know what to do with.
I love having more pockets than I know what to do with. I fucking hate it. I add another one to the pile of I fucking hate the way that women's clothing is designed.
Yeah. Can I, real quick, hey, any clothes makers, like, fashion companies out there, can you stop giving us fucking fake pockets?
Why?
I swear to God, I will find you.
They're not even hard! They're not even hard!
The worst part is I used to have a pair of pants that had pockets that were sewn shut. It had pockets, but you couldn't use them because they were sewn shut.
Yeah! I had a pair of dress pants that were like that.
And I'm like, why?
The first thing I did when I got them was I took them to my grandma, who was a seamstress, and she just looked at me and was like, what the hell? And then she just seam ripped them open so that I could use them.
I usually had, like, every time I wore stuff like that, though, I usually had a jacket or, like, something with pockets. So I just never cared. But it still drove me up the fucking wall. So I'm like, where are my pockets? Where are my pockets, Summer? Give me back my pockets.
It's not even, it's just, for me, it's the lie. It's the inherent deceit. Why would you make it look like the pants have pockets and not include them, you stupid motherfucker?
Yeah.
Pockets or bust?
Pockets or bust.
Can I say, though, I think the cutest thing is if you ever talk to someone who wears dresses and you're like, oh, that's a really cute dress, and they go, thanks, it's got pockets!
Oh,
Come on,
okay,
come on.
Google. Set a timer for 2 minutes.
Yes. I saw it.
I saw there was a lady on I think I saw her ads on Twitter originally, but I saw her and she was she made dresses And they were really cute dresses. I liked them a lot. And I was like, I might buy one of these. And I was more tempted because they were cute. They had like cute little Pokemon patterns on them. And I was like, oh, that's really cute. I really like those. And then she's like, and for the main event. And she pulled an entire Nintendo Switch out of a pocket I hadn't even seen on them. And I was like,
Oh my
that's
God.
it, fucker, that's it!
That goes hard. Finally, somebody making what we want.
I was like, oh my god, I didn't even notice that it was in there. So they're
Yeah.
good stealth pockets, and they're, like, huge. And I'm like, fucking thank you. So good.
You know what else goes hard? This one.
My dick.
Out.
You know what else goes hard? The Metal Gear Rising Revengeance soundtrack. What?
Made by the Toontown composer.
I keep thinking about it every so often.
Wait,
I
what?
remember. Yeah, the guy who did the composition for Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It's the guy who made the music for Toontown Online.
That's funny as hell. Every once in a while, I think about Toontown.
Listen,
Well,
the
now
man
he-
has range. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. I think it's funny because like Baxor pointed out like part one of his video, and I knew that beforehand. But it's always funny because like
Okay, Google, stop.
no. I want you to continue doing a voice, just not the same voice. Pikachu.
Like how? Like, you want me to just Pika Pika?
No. Did you say you could do like a Pikachu voice before?
Yeah, I can do a Pikachu voice. Pika
Set a timer for 2 minutes.
Pika! Alright, okay. Okay, Google. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Pika.
So yeah, pockets.
Beep. Beep.
You don't just have to say Pikachu, you know?
Oh.
Holy shit, it's been given the freedom of speech.
I've been given the ability
Pikachu,
to
what are you gonna
speak.
say first?
Oh
What are you
no!
gonna say first?
Wiener.
I have expected you to just go, fuck! And what does Pikachu say, kids? Pikachu says, fuck! No!
No.
I keep
That's-
thinking
that's
about
only
that. I keep thinking about that. A bit of like, don't say anything inappropriate.
Peepers.
The only Pikachu that can say fuck is Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu definitely says fuck.
Oh yeah.
Pika! Pika! Pikachu! Yeah.
There we go. I've made a banger image while I was sitting here waiting.
Oh, apparently according to Twitter, I made a banger image.
One day.
And it has attracted AI pros.
No, I'm so sorry.
I can't believe this.
I mean, I guess that's what happens when like when the tweet reaches 16K likes. 22.7 million. Help!
Can I say a message that Danica sent me that I think is really funny?
Sure.
Danica looked me in the eyes and was like, I spend every day trying to dress as if Tetsuya Nomura had designed a slutty alt girl.
Okay, Google.
Good for you,
Stop.
Danica. Fuck it up, bestie.
Good for you. A powerful design aesthetic.
Yeah. Huh? Huh? Hang on.
Listen, I would be more fashionable if it wasn't so much goddamn work. Justin keeps making fun of me
I'm
because
sorry.
all I wear is hoodies all the goddamn time, but I don't know how to explain to you that I'm autistic and the idea of walking around with my bare arms uncovered makes my fucking skin crawl.
Heaton.
Mm-hmm.
Avi's discovered tech
What kind of tech?
in Ultra Kill.
What kind of tech?
Rocket Ride. Go straight up, core eject on the alt shotgun, and then pump the primary alt shotgun fire to send the nuke into the core eject.
Oh god.
Okay, so speaking of Ultra Kill, did Ultra Kill like add Power Wash Simulator into itself the other day?
Yeah.
That's the new secret mission.
Viscera cleanup detail power wash simulator Luigi's Mansion.
Because I was watching it, it's like that's just Power Wash Simulator.
Luigi's Viscera Mansion cleanup.
Luigi's Viscera Mansion is very good.
Luigi's Viscera Power Wash Mansion cleanup, and I'll figure out how to mash all those names together at some point.
I did want to say, I've heard the arguments, by the way, for like, because I wanted to talk about this a little for the choices I made. I have expressly heard the arguments, air quotes, that specifically Sonic, Shadow, and Knuckles are black. And I can't argue with any of them. Knuckles is... I always thought Knuckles was black. So, like, the minute that I saw, Blurds being like, no, Knuckles is black, I was like, no, you're right. I'm glad that everyone's on the same page. Sonic, I always pictured as being like a Tony Hawk, like, grunge kid. And then I had, again, lovely Blurds sit down and were like, that's a black kid. And I was like, damn, you're right.
Yeah.
I have also seen them be like, no, Shadow's black. And I'm like, okay, also makes sense. Blaze, I felt, was Middle Eastern or West Asian of some variety. I don't know what silver is, but it's not white. Like I said, Tails, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a couple of people provide very convincing arguments for why Tails is also black, but in my head, I can't, I put him in my pocket. I claim him on behalf of someone who was, a nerdy autistic white kid. I simply identify with him too much, therefore.
Understandable, have a nice day.
For my lovely POC Legionnaires, your argument is correct. The only reason I reject your Black Boy Tails is because I am a white kid and I identify too much. Big was another weird one. Didn't know. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, no, I feel like Big also isn't white. Amy was gonna be white. And then Justin provided me, like, a solid bit about, like, no, she's black, but she is specifically a light-skinned black girl. And I was like, no, that's scans. Okay, I can't lie to you when I say that the sole reason that Omega is black is because of Lythera! And by Lythero, I mean, ZYZX_ Gary.
I mean, Alfred also voiced him in, like, the Sonic 06 fan dub on the...
Oh, I know that...
Channel, but...
Oh, I know that Alfred voiced him in the fan dub, but specifically... I specifically hear the voice that Gary does every time.
That also works. That also makes sense.
And so I couldn't get over the image in my head of this very large black man in, like, heavy, like, like polyester tech wear.
So Avi, the new alt shotgun, huh?
Yeah, he probably didn't see it. I sent you a clip. Apparently, if you ride a rocket and do a core eject, and then fire the rocket into the core as you're riding it, it becomes a nuclear bomb.
You know, as you do.
So, anyway, today's topic, what is in the water in Finland?
Ducks.
They have to parry the water as they drink it.
Every time Hakita takes a drink, it's the sound of punching a shotgun shell.
I also am a really big fan of the more momentum you have stored up in it as you fly into a guy and use it, the slightly longer the hit stop is. You get like a actual half second of just nothing, punctuated by a. It's awesome. It's one of the greatest feelings of dopamine I've ever had in my life.
I can't wait to watch the speedrun tech get even more complicated.
I can't wait for the speedrun tech to become, like, less and less able to be comprehended.
I struggle very much with reading expressions and attitudes while associating them with cultures and colors, so most of my characters are not even human. Understandable. It's... For me, it comes down to a couple of things. It's voice, attitude, sometimes it's story. Sometimes you have storylines that reflect a very, like, POC experience, as I try and do a lot of reading and listening to the people around me about what constitutes a POC experience. Sometimes it's just vibes. This is your casual reminder that I showed two of my different friends, Drake, a character of mine, and one friend declared he was Mexican, the other declared he was Jewish, and when I made a joke about, like, what a combo, the two of them together went, yeah, truly, and then explained it to me, and I was like, damn, you sure are right, I did make a Mexican Jewish man on accident.
Yeah. That's what happens occasionally.
It's something that you get better at once you, like, once you vary up your, like, your internal library.
What about my external library?
You can always buff your external library. Books are cool.
Yeah, speaking of the POC experience, I feel like if you had to pick a Sonic game to start with, it would probably be, like, one of the, like, mid 3D ones. Not, like, mid, like, bad, like, mid, like, colors.
Middle.
So, like, not, yeah, so not, like, 2022 Sonic Frontiers, but also not 1998 Sonic Adventure. To where, like, most of the platforming is built around the use of homing attack, so you don't actually have to do platforming most of the time. But when you do, it's, like, late game.
I've
It's
also
more
seen...
so just, like, go fast and use color guys.
I have seen the split on whether or not Shadow's black. I've seen some people say that they think that Shadow, again, resonates as, like, an edgy, like you said, like an edgy, like, Eminem white kid.
Which is also incredibly funny, but hear me out, goth black boy Shadow. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Also,
Goth can be black.
okay, the biggest argument I have for Shadow being white is Keanu Reeves.
I like
yeah, not
Afro
Keanu Reeves.
Latinos, Shadow.
Interesting point from Daedalus, Shadow being Mexican.
I
Yeah,
could also see Shadow being
fucking-
Mexican.
He does like his Latinas.
You're something being Latinas.
Shadow, I that can't just work.
I also, I think Rouge is Latina.
Oh, that explains a lot. Actually, I to ask a question, and I know that like I know there's the whole joke about Shadow being into Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
I think it came from the recurring bit of like, I love me some big booty Latinas. And so I think they just applied it to Shadow, and now it's just become, people were like, yeah, okay. As is most fandom things, like Yoshi committing tax fraud.
And Kirby.
I don't have any arguments for why I think Rouge is Latina, she feels like a Latina to me.
I just, like, in my brain, as soon as TP just, like, reflexively said, that explains a lot, my brain was like, don't say that explains a lot! Don't!
I'm sorry, nothing, like, in terms of headcanons, nothing for me will ever be any funnier than Terminal Montage making Kirby a hardcore Christian.
That's really
I think it is,
funny.
it's incredibly, especially when he's everything else, oh my lord, smite down the enemies in front of me, like, the hard switch up is so funny.
Keanu's Canadian, apparently his mom is English, his dad is Hawaiian. Ah. I was gonna say, Keanu's one of those people that every time I look at him, my brain registers, like, that man's not white. But I can't... I couldn't tell you what he is, but my brain registers him as not being white. It's probably the Hawaiian. He's probably got some Polynesian features. I'm so glad that as I've gotten older, I've learned to diversify my characters a little more. I'm also glad that I've learned to diversify my art style a little bit, because I was one of those people who, like... It never... Saying that, like, they didn't fit in my style wasn't ever right. And it never stopped me from making POC characters once I learned, like, a little bit more about, like, how important diversity was. But I was always worried. I was like, my art style doesn't... Like, they don't look any different. But I learned to do some art studies.
That's something I need to get better at. Because I do have a few POC characters, but I'm always... I guess I see a lot of people that get called out for really harmless things, and I always get so worried about that happening because I accidentally, like, mess something up. Because I don't, you know?
Well, it's partly why I've said before that in the community that I've fostered, I want you, my lovely Legionnaires, who are of all races, creeds, classes, etc. I want you to feel like you're in an environment where if I do something, you feel like where I've done something that's unintentionally, because it will always be unintentionally, where I've done something unintentionally that makes, like, that doesn't fit right or is insensitive or whatever. I want to feel like we're in a community where you can come to me and tap me on the shoulder and be like, Keaton, don't fucking do that. And I'm like, fuck! You're right. I'm a fool.
Also, I mean, that's fair, Mean Boy. Crafty made his Vidalcan speak Japanese. Anything's possible.
It's true. Did I tell you about the hilarious mix-up?
Oh, what happened?
So, Cordelia and Conjurno were created independent of one another. We simply decided later that they were siblings. And the problem was that I always pictured Cordelia being black. So if you look at her, she has afro features. But Crafty always pictured Khan being Asian. And so we looked at each other in panic, and then looked at each other again, shook hands in the middle, and were like, Blasian.
Blasian.
These kids are mixed.
Okay. Actually, Conjourno's really funny because if I'm not mistaken, like, especially like before he decided I'm gonna use a different character, Conjourno throughout the campaign he was in was like suffered a bunch of had trauma after trauma after trauma, including the trauma of having his entire old team leave him. And I'm like, oh man, someone who has someone. If I knew someone, if I knew a D&D character whose entire original party left them and then had to experience trauma after trauma after trauma, I'd have 2 nickels.
Just a lot.
Which isn't a lot.
It's wild.
Which isn't a lot. Which isn't a lot, but hey, Mimi is also really funny.
My favorite was, one Susie Doodletones came to me recently and was like, hey, is X a good build for a warlock? And I was like, yeah, I like that. I think that could be cool. Could do some cool stuff with that. Why? And she's like, oh, I've been thinking about it, you know, here and there. Don't know if it'll get any use, but I like it. And then she said something, I can use it as a trans allegory. And I was like, oh, welcome to the Trans Warlock Club! And she's like, that's a thing? I'm like, well, I don't know if it's a thing unilaterally, but Silver and I both have one.
Hi, Jester. I've got one too. Jester's right there.
Tiago specifically made a Warlock pact so that he could transition. Well, actually, that's a lie.
Yeah.
He sold his soul to a devil so that he could transition.
Fair.
And then he made a Warlock pact with a Fae in order to get out of his pact with the devil.
Listen, sometimes I feel it.
Listen,
We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. Specifically, packing the demon. Not the reason behind it, just the demon in general.
this is why you don't get involved with demons, in D&D. Mimi's excluded because that one was hereditary.
I thought you were gonna say Mimi's excluded because that one's hilarious.
It would be hilarious. Unfortunately, hereditary.
Surprise!
No,
this
no.
is the family demon. What? Yeah, you heard me.
Now, that being said, perhaps the pact between the initial person and the demon might still be hilarious, but we never know.
I had to learn the hard way that the palm color wraps all the way up to like where the base of the fingernail would be.
You're a fingernail.
No, he was made of eyes.
Eyes on the fingernails. Eyes on the fingernails.
No.
So Heaton, I have a question.
Sure.
If I were to sell, if I were to make a pact with you, and you got to use my eyes, and I decided to put on fingernails and put like little eyes on the fingernails, do you get to see through those too?
Are they googly eyes?
It would be funny.
Yes.
If they're like googly eyes, then no. But if they're the sigil that you see in my background and such, then yeah, they are. Then I can see.
Okay. In that case, paints your sigil on my fingernails.
Then yeah, I can see out of them then.
That would be such a cool idea, though.
Yeah, as long
Hang
as
on, let me write that down.
As long
Hayden
as the
specifically
person,
said in passing once that he was thinking about getting a tattoo of my eye sigil, and I was like, if you do that for real, I'll cry.
I might also have considered it.
I'll cry!
Good.
Mainly, I haven't, but that's just because I don't do tattoos. I'm that white.
No,
I'm
you're
just
fine.
afraid. I'm
But-
a
but
pussy who
that would
doesn't
be
like pain. Otherwise I'd be
That-
covered in tattoos.
That would be no. One of the content creators I got tattooed the other day, and I cried over it. Because a local funny man Rombo got a crown
Mhm.
on the inside of his wrist,
Mhm.
and it was like, it's for my community and blah, and then it's also a thank you to Techno, because without him I wouldn't even have it, and I was like, fuck man! What is it? Who's got the onions? Who's got the onions on Twitter? Put them away!
Speaking of techno, I was talking to Justin, about, so the character I play in Star Wars The First Resistance, the Star Wars fighting podcast that you can listen to wherever pods are cast and also on YouTube. Her dad, we've talked a lot about Raystra's dad, about Mana, and specifically, we keep talking about how he's very, like, anti-government. That he fucking hates both the current government in Mandalore and just the Empire in general. But he also hates the Vizslas. So the bit was that I was like, I've hit a point now where unironically, because it's the main bit that we keep talking about for the minute, I keep hearing him speaking at Technoblade's voice now.
Yes, good, anarchy. Viva la resistance.
I was like, you can, and I was like, he would help, he'd help the rebels build weapons. Probably not Mandalorian grade ones, but he'd help them build weapons.
Yeah,
And he's like, and Justin's like, no, he wouldn't. That's a form so that you could reinstate the rebellion. And I'm like, no. You can hate you can hate government as a whole and want to fight fascism.
Yeah.
I'm discovering that I
okay.
rather like the Sonic method of, like, highlighting, like, the outside edges of the stuff.
Does look really nice.
Will I do it in my regular artwork? I don't know. But I am gonna keep doing it for these Sonic pieces, because I do like it.
But that, no, TP brings up a really cool idea of having, like, I guess, like, magic ink on your fingernails and, like, whatever sigil for whatever deity or god you worship, and being able to snap your fingers to cast spells.
That's pretty cool.
Hello.
Ben's here.
What's up?
Have you played a Sonic game?
Completion.
Cool. You're then good. I'm glad that we continue the pattern.
Of none of us ever playing a Sonic game.
I finished the Sonic game and I thought about it and I'm like, oh wait, no. Actually, no, wait, okay, no, wait. I did play a Sonic game and I finished it. It was Sonic. I think it was Sonic Rush on the PSP. It was like it was really bad.
It was really bad.
It was really bad. But like, I didn't have anything to go off at the time. I hadn't played a Sonic game yet, so I just thought, like, this is just what Sonic games are.
I think
So I never touched a Sonic game after that.
I have 100% percented most of the Sonic games I have on Steam. The only one I don't think I've done is Time Attack Trials for Sonic Generations.
it's Rivals.
Yeah.
Says Danica that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's Sonic Rivals. Yay.
Oh, I also have Sonic Forces. Unfortunately, completing Sonic
Okay,
Forces
Google.
to.
Set a timer for 2 minutes.
Unfortunately for everyone, 100%ing Sonic Forces would require me to play Sonic Forces, and I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't want to play Sonic Forces, okay?
No, I get that. 100%.
Shit. One of the points of Shadow's hair where it overlaps his rouges isn't colored in, like at the tip.
Oh, you're so red. Hang on. Thank you.
I tried to quick grab it before you collapsed the layers, but people were talking.
My
I'm,
wife, Sonic girl. My wife is a Sonic girl.
I believe that 100%.
My life- I mean, I probably could play Sonic Forces for stream, but I'm not entirely sure how if people want me to do that. If people want me to play Sonic Forces for stream,
Yeah,
no.
I ain't never played a mainline Sonic game. I'm not good at platformers.
Alright, fun Aether fact. I've never played a Sonic game, a mainline Mario game, or a Kirby game.
Okay, we are fixing that right now.
You gotta fix the Kirby one at least.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, the rest
Kirby,
of those are one thing, but like you gotta play Kirby.
Yeah, you gotta play him.
Kirby's good. I didn't, because growing up we had PlayStations and then Xboxes, and I had a DS, but I didn't have any Kirby games for the DS.
Yeah, we gotta remedy that. You gotta play Kirby.
My favorite Kirby game, Squeak Squad, is on the DS.
I didn't have it.
Why?
We're gonna need to fix.
Well, don't worry, we'll fix you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, fair enough. The games that I remember having is I had Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicle Rings of Fate. I had a few different Pokemon. I had Persona Q. And I know I had another thing that like hit my brain box and then I had Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
I've never played a mainline Sonic game. My first mainline Zelda that I had ever played ever was Breath of the Wild.
It was Breath of the Wild.
That's a valid one to have.
The thing is, right, there's something about I wish I could explain it, because Zelda feels like 100% something that I would really enjoy.
Yeah.
But much like with Fallout 4, which is also something that feels like I feel like I would enjoy, I just don't. I don't know what it is. There's just something about Zelda that cannot keep my interest.
Which ones have you tried?
I tried Breath of the Wild. I played it for 5-6 hours and I just didn't really have a good time.
That's fine.
I tried Ocarina of Time. And I tried Majora's Mask. And I tried I tried Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah, there's definitely no saving it. Yeah, If you couldn't get into it with Majora's Mask or Twilight Princess, then it's safe to say that Legend of Zelda's not good.
And it's
okay.
not even
Question.
Like the wild part of it for me that people keep saying is like it's not even like I thought they were bad. I didn't have a bad time with them. I just got bored. That's all. Not for me.
All right, question for the Zelda nerds that know Zelda things. Is
Me.
Spirit Tracks a mainline Zelda game?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I've played two, because I played Breath of the Wild. And we have Tears of the Kingdom. I just need to see if it's cartridge or if it's digital download so I can try to play it. But
Which one?
My buddy's copy of Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Because I played Breath of the Wild, and then I had Spirit Tracks on my. I loved the little train mechanic. I loved it so.
Listen,
I loved it.
Shitty Spirit Tracks have no taste.
It was so much fun. Also, I kind of agree with Danica, and I hate the durability system on the shit in Breath of the Wild a little.
That's fair. That's like the durability system is what makes or breaks Breath of the Wild for a lot of people, and I get that. To be perfectly honest, it almost killed the game for me as well. I still haven't beaten Tears of the Kingdom, so it's just because I haven't had a chance to like devote like actual time to it.
I don't even think I ever beat Breath of the Wild. I just like I did everything else, and I just kind of slowly zoned out of Breath of the Wild.
That was me for Animal Crossing.
Oh god, I have the newest Animal Crossing, and I can't play. I'm so bad with games that require daily logins
Yeah.
because I just
I played Animal Crossing for a year and some change before other things just took precedence.
I mean, like I think the
you
Animal
played
Crossing
Animal
Black
Crossing
Market
three.
is incredibly funny.
Animal Crossing Black Market's
can't-
weird.
I think it's incredibly funny the fact that people are like, listen, you can have the rat for 5,000 bells or like something dumb like that. It's so funny.
Did I tell
I
you
just-
about my stint on Nookazon?
No, maybe, but I also forgore easy, so.
So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the trade market deals in Animal Crossing, Nookazon is a Discord server and a website that you can go on where you can list your items for sale like it is old school Amazon.
That is wild.
And you list them for in-game prices. You cannot use real money.
Of course.
Smart.
But you use like in-game prices, and then people will bid on them, and then you go to their island, and you trade. You trade items.
That's so fucking wild.
It was really fun. I liked my time hanging out on Nookazon. It was really fun.
Is it still up, or did it get lambasted, or?
No, last time I checked, it's all still up. Because it's not breaking any rules or anything.
Yeah, true. You are just trading with other players.
Yeah. If anything, you're utilizing the feature that's part of the game.
Also, listen. Chat. I'm going to be doing something very soon that could be considered a little toxic.
Killing somebody?
It's still more than a little toxic if you kill someone. Chat, I'm going to use my own mental stability as a bargaining chip.
Oh no.
Because you see, if the love of my life is going to continue to hurt himself playing Overwatch, then I don't see why I shouldn't give in to the brainworms and try out Honkai Star Rail.
I'm gonna make a counterpoint. Rather than get into Honkai Star Rail, get back into Genshin.
Absolutely not.
Why not? I can help you. I can help you, Heaton.
I don't. Okay. I'm going to provide you my big problems with Genshin Impact. The big one being that the gameplay loop of Genshin is probably one of the most unfun things I've ever played in my life. The thing about, like, most video games that I've played, even when they're, like, squeezing you for every fucking penny that they've got, they at least make you feel like you're making forward momentum. I think in the, like, 2 years I played Genshin Impact, or, like, the year and a half I played Genshin Impact, I never once felt like I'd made any progress. In fact, the entire time, I felt like I was always behind. I would build according to what my friends told me to build, I would use whatever artifacts I could find, They would help me run dungeons and run bosses, and every time I did it, I would come out weaker. And when I looked at them confused at why I was bad, they would be just as confused as I was, and we never knew how to fix it. I hated every moment of that. And it was just fucking infuriating.
Understandable.
Also, listen, I've played my fair share of gacha because I don't have a gambling addiction. So playing gacha is fairly easy for me. Where usually what I'll do is if at most there's a character I really, really want, I'll be like, oh, I'll throw like 20 bucks at it, and if I don't get it, I don't get it. I don't, whatever. I have never in my whole life seen a stingier, fucking more hostile gacha system than Genshin Impact. Truly, the thing that got me to stop playing was I really wanted Zhongli the last time that he came up. And I, as a mainly free-to-play player, as someone who had never spent more than like 50 bucks, throughout like the entire course of my gameplay, I played for weeks, doing everything I physically could and like by the time I got there, I think I hit half pity. I hit the 50-50 and I lost the 50-50. And I realized all at once, like, I sat there and I did the math for guaranteed pity, and I backed up and I realized, I was like, oh, I'd have to play for like 12 hours every day for the rest of this banner to maybe get enough, or I would have to spend like $100-something to guarantee that I hit pity. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I was like, if bad luck means I have to spend $200 on a character for this game, absolutely not. I'm done.
My problem is the only Genshin character I've ever wanted. It has the lowest drop rate imaginable. I just want the loot.
Yeah, same! The other fucking shit was, like... And I don't know about with Honkai, but Genshin's story fucking sucks. Like, it's just... The construction of it is inherently... I hope that if they haven't fixed it in Honkai, I hope they fix it for Zenless. Because Zenless I definitely want to try. Hoyoverse has a really refined talent for making characters that I really like. Whose personalities I really enjoy and who I really want to, like, be around and play with and as, right? But, like... Mm-hmm. But the story that surrounds them is almost, like, comically inept. Like, I hit a point where I was doing story missions and then, like, muting dialogue audio and then just, like, watching podcasts, setting the dialogue to autoplay, and then I'd, like, start playing Minecraft in the background while I waited for the cutscenes to be over. I don't... And then the other problem was that a lot of its major story beats for certain characters are locked behind, like, timed events. So, like, if you start playing now, for example, if you start playing now, you have no idea what Yoimiya's deal is anymore. And you can't play it.
And speaking of Yoimiya, I love her platonic.
I think she's really cool.
I think she's really cool. Why are all the characters that I really, really like bow users? I hate it. I don't.
But like that's what it boils down to. Is, like,
I think the lack of repeatable events is also hot garbage. Like, first and foremost, they're like, I started relatively early, like back when it was before Inazuma was released.
Mm-hmm.
I still missed, because I didn't start like day one. I still missed out on a couple of events, including one that apparently like introduced or had more like ties to several characters, which sucks. And also, that came with apparently several weapons that were unique to those events. That, you still cannot get, even 3-4 years later.
And that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I get timed events, okay? Like Pokemon Masters has timed events. But like outside of maybe like 3 or 4 characters max, and all of them being tied to the anime no less, so there's probably like copyright reasons for that one. Like if you miss a character, you'll probably have to wait a long time for them to be rerun, but they'll be rerun.
Like, and the other thing too is it's not even like
okay. Granted, those are all characters, and the characters in Genshin will be rerun as well, but like not the weapons that are limited time only to those specific events, you know?
Yeah, for me, the thing that like infuriates me about it is that it's not even like characters going in and out of like characters coming in and out of the gacha. I don't mind, especially like because if you keep them in the rotation, then that means that the percentage you'll get the character you want gets even lower as characters get added. So that's why they, like, add characters in and out of the gacha. That I get. I get how law of averages works, you know what I mean? But, like, but the thing is, right, like, with, when it comes to the timed story events, it just means that, like, it means, like, you got this character that you really like. That's cool. I'd like to know more about them. Were you playing May 10th of 2012 or 2018? No? I'm playing now. I'm playing in April of 2024. Too bad! I hope you like YouTube videos!
Wouldn't you like to know Weather Boy?
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know Weather Boy? And I hate that. I think that's so fucking stupid and terrible.
Talking about Genshin
Yeah.
and Impact? Is that the subject that we're talking about?
Gengen and Black.
Yeah.
I was never Overwatch honestly really burned me when it came to like gacha games. My luck when it came to like pulling like characters and skins and stuff like that was abysmal. So it not only did it turn me off to like gacha games, it turned me off to gambling entirely.
Which it should, because gambling sucks. But like, it's...
I'd almost argue that it's better in Overwatch for one particular reason.
There's no more gambling, Smile.
Well, apart from that, even back when there was gambling on Overwatch,
All skin.
even back when there was gambling in Overwatch,
It was cosmetic.
it was apart from it all being cosmetic, the thing about all the all of that stuff is, if you how you got all of them was basically you kept on playing. If you kept on playing matches, you'd get the experience needed to level up, and leveling up always granted you a free loot box. It always grant you a free loot box, which had, even at its worst, a common like 3 whites and 1 blue.
And if you got dupes, then you got currency to get more.
Yeah, you got currency to get more, which you could then use to just straight up buy certain skins when they become available.
Yeah.
So like at most you more or less just had to, like, if you grinded Overwatch, you could just, buy everything,
I think it's really funny that the Overwatch loot box system is better than the Genshin Impact gacha system. There's something really funny to me about that.
I'm going to be honest. And mind you, I'm not saying it's not bad. Obviously, if it like turned, if you turn Ben off from gambling altogether,
Win for me.
yeah.
I don't know how to express to you that my favorite meme of all time is the fact that fucking Helldivers 2 has a better battle pass than Overwatch.
Yeah.
Okay, Daedalus, here's the thing with Genshin. Okay, here's the thing with Genshin. There can come a point in time with Genshin where you've collected all the treasure chests in the overworld, where you have done all the side content, all the things that are available to you at that point, gotten every single gem the game could feasibly throw at you at that given time. At that point, well,
I think my thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. Shrug.
You just have to wait till the next day. Forehead, with Overwatch, as bad as you can make the gacha thing out to be, at the very least, like
as somebody who did both.
Play
as somebody who played both, who played original Overwatch and who played Genshin Impact, my problem with Genshin Impact was that if I rolled badly in the gacha, if I didn't get the characters I needed, like objectively there's characters you just need. If you don't have a 4-star, if you don't have at least a 4-star, that game becomes borderline unplayable.
Yeah.
The game, that's the main problem, it was for cosmetics, and the problem was that if you didn't get what you needed in Genshin, my gameplay just ground to a fucking halt. You need more characters in Star Rail than in Genshin. Needing more isn't the problem. My problem was that, and I'll give it a try, and I'll play it for free like I normally do, but because I've had it marketed to me enough. My thing is, as long as it doesn't fucking throat punch me at a certain point and go, you have to stop playing for today because all the boosts you need because your team is too weak or now make you unplayable, either spend money or die. If that happens again, then I'll stop playing Honkai 2.
My issue is someone who also played both original Overwatch and Genshin, and new Overwatch because I hate myself.
Mm-hmm.
The bit for me is, here's the bit too. So I stopped playing Genshin. I finished Inazuma, and it was before I think Sumire or whatever the Dendro area had come out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to stay up to date with Genshin and like grind things so that way I was ready, and I just got so bored. I just got so bored of waiting and doing the same things over and over in Genshin. At least in my opinion, with Overwatch, every game is at least a little different.
Yeah, and I get that. But like I said, because it's free, there's kind of no, like, cost to entry. So, like, for example, I was going to say, so tomorrow, I'm gonna give Honkai a shot. I'm gonna download it tonight, and I'm gonna download it tonight, I'm gonna use all the codes so I get my free Primo Gems, or whatever the hell they're called in Honkai.
You might as well.
And tomorrow we'll give Honkai a shot. And if I don't like it, I delete it.
When she rail my star till I honk.
Thanks, Avi.
When she beef and I'm Stroganoff.
Was she beefing on my Stroganoff?
When she's stroking me off and I beef. When she beef, when she's stroking my beef till I'm off.
That being said, everything I was saying, all that is in spite of the fact that I still play Genshin. I still like playing Genshin. But then again, I might just have had better luck than he did.
It's true. For me, ultimately, the biggest thing that infuriated me about Genshin Impact was that in my time with it, I loved the gameplay. It felt great to run around, to explore. I liked the minute-to-minute combat. I liked the elemental system. I liked the characters. I liked the way that they felt playing. It was just everything that was non-diegetic about it. The fucking... how fucking tight-fisted the gacha was, how, it felt like my gameplay ground to a halt, how boring the story was. Like, if the story was tightened up just a little, and if the fucking gacha wasn't run by greedy fucks, I'd have loved... I'd still be playing Genshin Impact. I would have probably given Genshin Impact more of my goddamn money. But I hit a point where it's just not cost-effective. I don't make enough, like... For... I don't want to, like... Okay, I don't want to disparage anybody when I say this, so, like, don't take this as, like... Oh, X does Y, so... Like, I'm not gonna police what other people do with their money, right? But, like, for example, I'm not Sayu. I don't make enough money... I don't make enough money to play a game like that, where there's that much buy-in. You know what I mean? Like, if I made more money, maybe it'd be cost-effective to pay for the gacha till I'm done, but if I'm gonna do anything where I stream you gambling away for pretty PNGs with my money, it's gonna be me opening Pokemon card packs, Doc.
That's so fair.
Yeah. Again, one of the biggest reasons that I dropped Overwatch and I dropped like gacha wholeheartedly was like I had spent like $50 in Overwatch licenses, and all I got was repeats. Every single box was a repeat, including like the ultra rare emote skin or whatever it was. Every single one of them was repeats, and I'm like, I spent $50 basically nothing.
I like...
Yeah, that fucking...
Truly unequivocally get fucked.
I'm kind of okay with spending in Dokkan Battle, because when I... Like, the only thing I ever buy is the good price stone pack that's like $2, but it also comes with these really, 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 really good upgrade materials. So it's like, I don't, like, even if I don't get anything from the pull that I really wanted, I'm still getting coins for the pity system, and I'm still able to, like, link level, so, like, yeah, I'll spend, like, $3 a month or something.
Yeah, people can spend whatever they want on whatever brings them joy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't a, like...
Mine's
this
not
isn't...
fucking
I cannot stress enough how I don't want this to be read as, like, a fucking Sayu spending his thousands of dollars sitting on his throne of PNGs, but, like... If he's got the money and he likes the game enough, then he can spend his money wherever he wants. It's just, I don't make enough money personally to justify that, to justify as much money as I need to spend to get the shit I want, to feel like I'm not constantly being choked every time I play, Genshin.
If
So
the
we're-
funny PNGs make you happy, we are not making fun of you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel rewarding to us.
Or
I am a little.
more specifically,
I'm-
you guys, I feel accomplished.
I'm making fun.
I'm not trying to
I
make
don't
people
have-
not play Star Rail, I just want people to tell my issues so they can be prepared for it. No, that's understandable! I would rather that you tell me that, like, this is still a problem than me go in and be like, maybe they fixed it! Poof.
Maybe they fix it. Whack.
I've had friends who were there in the early days when I was playing tell me that it is, while the issue isn't fixed per se, that it's better in Star Rail than it was in Genshin. So I'll give that a shot. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little more intrigued by the idea of a game like Honkai being turn-based.
I did enjoy the combat a little bit. Like, I liked the turn-basedness. It wasn't bad.
Again, as long as the gameplay and the story is fine, like...
I did not pay attention to the story. I am not going to lie to you. No thought head empty.
I've said before, I'll stick with some real hot dog shit if it means that the story's enjoyable enough.
Conversely, you'd probably be okay with a bad story if the gameplay is good enough.
Actually, for me...
Hey guys,
Fun fact, no.
Hey guys, I'm literally playing Asura's Wrath right now.
I'm 100%, and I've talked about this before, I'll stick with some real dog shit if it's got a good story, but, like, if its story is bad, I don't care how good the gameplay is, I'm out.
And listen, that's valid. I'm the opposite. I don't give a shit about, like, story is important to me, and I do like story and gameplay, don't get me wrong, but, like, if that gameplay is a lot of fun and I find myself coming back and I'm gonna keep playing it. I mean, I'm still playing Skyrim to this day, and the combat's not even that good in it.
There's some stuff that, like, for example, like Helldivers that doesn't have, like, what I'd call a particularly in-depth story, let alone not a good one. But, like, because I think the story they're telling is very good, it's just not the main focus.
Yeah.
That kind of shit, I'll stick around if the gameplay is good, because, like, I'll probably be playing Helldivers, at least to some capacity, for a very long time, because I really like a good tight shooter, and I like games I can play with my friends. But, like...
Good, otherwise you would sound like a tyranny.
We still need to play Vermintide.
Yeah, but, like, if the story stinks, I don't care how good your gameplay feels. I'm leaving. I don't care. Goodbye.
Yeah, no, I get that. See, like, and like, for me, who's just, like, in love with Monster Hunter, you think I play Monster Hunter for the story? Fuck no.
Oh god, same Ben. There's story in Monster Hunter?
That game could have no story in it whatsoever. I'm not here for the story. I am here to have a giant fucking weapon and fight giant fucking monsters. That's
I think it's
me with
incredibly
my
case by
chainsaw.
case. It's super case by case, because, like,
Yeah.
because I have one in the complete opposite direction. Because I was talking to someone earlier, and I was saying, like, we were talking about Asura's Wrath, and they were saying, like, oh, I should pick it up. And I said, do you like QTEs? And they're like, oh, well, I managed through God of War, so it's fine. I'm like, no. That is not the fucking question I asked.
Nope.
Do you fucking, like, do you get a little bit more solid every time you get a well-placed button prompt on screen that, like, syncs well with the music or something? Because if not, fucking watch a Let's Play.
Yeah.
Watch a Let's Play. This game is quick time events held together by the most bare bones combat system I've ever seen in my entire life. But like when I press the button on the screen and then he does the cool thing and then it says excellent and then my percentage is big, I'm like, wow.
Let me play my incredibly violent rhythm game, you son of a bitch.
Asura, listen, I'm just waiting for Asura Goes to Therapy, where you have to, like, hit the fucking left stick at certain points to avoid not getting up and leaving the room.
This is a good one. For me, if the story is good, I'll still plow through it even if the gameplay is weak. Metal Gear Solid 1, Silent Hill 2. True. Factually correct. I love motherfuckers being like, who are not Silent Hill fans, like newbies. You can tell they're newbies, being like, fucking look at how bad the fucking gameplay in the Silent Hill 2 remake looks. Look at how fucking shit that. And I'm like, yeah, it looks like shit. It looks like it's gonna play like ass.
I'm sorry. My brain keeps going back to doing QTEs in therapy. It's like, this is spam X to not build out the intrusive thoughts. God.
I don't know. I love, I'm also, like, a weird horror freak, so that means that I'm very used to, like, strange gameplay.
See, I don't know. I'm trying to think of games that I like. I'm gonna be so real. I don't know how much I care about. Like, a good story is good, but I'm gonna look you guys in the eyes. Do you think I played Bayonetta for the story?
I feel like most people didn't play Bayonetta for the story.
You're right.
That gameplay was a lot of fun.
Gameplay was a lot. The Bayonetta gameplay was a lot of fun. I do love me. I love Bayonetta.
I played that game. I do not remember the story to Bayonetta at all whatsoever. Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
My head is.
People play Bayonetta for her fat titties, TBH.
Oh no, I play for her hips.
First off, her titties are good. Her ass, however.
Bayonetta is all. But like, I'm looking at like the games that I have downloaded, and I'm like, that doesn't have story. That one doesn't really have story. That one doesn't really have story.
It's just about what you value more in your leisure experience. And for some people, they value gameplay more over story, and that's totally valid. That's just not me, that's all.
Well, that's not something though that I like. I do like, there are games that I like that have really, really rich stories, but I think my brain is like, if this story is not a banger, my brain will tune it out. Because like, I have stuff like, I love the story of Just Shapes and Beats for how simple and cute it is. Transistor, my beloved. I cry every time finishing Transistor because I'm a bitch.
Transistor's so bad. I have it.
Transistor is so good.
It.
You will play Transistor. This is
so
a threat.
Listen, I am not. So, growing up, I was not a fan of the God of War games. They just didn't vibe with me. I played the newest God of War game. I was on the edge of my seat with that story. I was so invested on the father-son dynamic of dad who just wants to do good by his son, and son who's desperately trying to relate to his dad, and just finally getting that catharsis at the end of that game. I was over the goddamn moon. That game is so much fun story-wise.
Yeah, I just personally value a narrative experience so fucking much that, like, if I don't get at least a solid one, I'm like, I wasted my fucking time.
I get that. Sometimes it really is just dependent on, I don't know, for me, it's really, am I getting one or the other? Am I invested in the story? And the game is not the worst? I'd probably be interested. Do I care about the story? Do I not care about the story, but like enjoy doing the game? If so,
I will say this. I will say this about like story versus gameplay. Like, do you like Kirby? There you go. That's just gameplay.
I love Kirby.
Like, there's a story, but it's like it's a bare bones story, and it's happening around you. You're not that. Kirby's not there because he's part of the plot. Kirby's there, and the plot just so happens to be happening around him.
So factually true.
One minute Kirby's dreaming about having cake, and the next minute they're fighting the god of death.
As is Kirby's one way.
Kirby's one way.
I'm gonna be so real. I don't think Kirby has ever thought about anything in his life.
You're so right.
Yes, he has. He's thought of where did my cake go?
You know, you're so right. I don't think Kirby has had a thought that didn't involve food or sleep once in
Or
his life.
slaughter.
Well, that's a consequence of thinking about food and sleep.
So, also, Beaten, I did your favorite bit of all time. So there's this dude who made a TikTok. This big comic guy. I forget what his name was. I literally couldn't care less. Who made a fucking TikTok about anime's better than Western cartoons and movies because it's not woke. And someone made a response to it. And someone in the comments section said, personally, I prefer stories with no political themes, like One Piece, Attack on Titan, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So I did yours. I said, God, I hate it when people shove woke politics in my video games. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play my favorite game, Metal Gear Solid. And a bunch of people responded with theirs. And so I was like, oh man, I can't wait to replay my favorite non-political video game, Final Fantasy VII.
I've seen a motherfucker in true sincerity with his whole ass be like, I wish that they made games not political anymore, like they did back with Metal Gear, and I was like, dog.
Oh yeah, I got another exactly. That's why I play games with no politics, like Cyberpunk, BioShock, and Metal Gear.
Yeah, BioShock is my other favorite. I love when people.
Your other favorite non-political game.
My favorite non-political game.
Do you think Sonic the Hedgehog is that political?
Oh yeah, historically incredibly apolitical game, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Exactly, the historically apolitical game. Never mind the environmental message. Never mind it. Not political at all.
No, shut up. There's no politics in Sonic the Hedgehog. Not ever.
Listen, I don't. Actually, never mind.
There's no politics in Sonic the Hedgehog. What are you, a communist?
There's no politics in Sonic the Hedgehog. You only hang out with the president.
Or kill him. It really depends on which game.
Or date him, depending on which canon.
Oh my god.
I told you, Mr. President, we can't do this again.
Put the past behind me.
My two favorites will always be fucking. Something just happened.
Something just now.
And then the is this my internal monologue? I stumbled off the path. It just screams.
Why is my jaw slack?
Why can't I move my eyes? Is this an internal monologue? Hatsune Miku!
We are so poisoned. I can feel it seeping into my veins.
Oh my god.
I love how, like, the guy who was supposed to voice Hatsune Miku didn't realize they were doing so at first, but it just worked out because the guy playing Storm was just had such a flow.
Man.
Listen, I'm sorry. Hatsune Miku.
Do you guys remember at places like Walmart and dollar stores where they have the posters set up on like the big things, and you can flip through the posters and see what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Miku, my friends and I were looking through on because I'm a horrible. I was being dumb and gay and trying to see if they maybe had a JJK one.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking, and within we see it for like a frame, and we both just go Hatsune Miku.
Why have we not had extensive conversations about JJK? This is unacceptable, actually.
Because I don't watch it. I don't watch JJK.
I hate you.
Everybody's
That's it.
telling me
You've been
everything's
bored.
happening. His spoilers don't bother me. So I already know what's gonna happen, so there's no point in me watching it.
You've been bored.
Ben can't because Ben can't read it because he's illiterate.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's also true.
Because of his terrible rampant illiteracy.
That just means he's a demigod.
I was speaking of I can't read. I work in pharmaceuticals. I had a moment. I had a moment at work. My boss Austin, who got me the job. He's like, Ben, remember, follow the steps to this sign. And he points to the sign, and without missing a beat, I said, "That sign can't stop me, Austin. I can't read."
I'll never get over that fucking clip of Andrew. Why don't you watch the subtitle? Why don't you wait for the subtitles? He has a reading disability! And then he's like, well, if you can't watch the anime, why don't you read the original manga? He has a reading disability!
Why don't you just read the manga?
He's fucking illiterate!
Fuck me.
Listen, the two of us
It's
have an understanding. I get to make fun of Ben for being illiterate, and he gets to make fun of me for the fact that I can't count.
And everything else.
That's his get back on my dyscalculia. I get to make fun of his dyslexia by calling him illiterate, and he gets to make fun of my dyscalculia by telling me I can't count.
You can't count.
I can't. You're so
What?
right.
What is 6 plus 5?
Yeah.
It's 11. I had to think about it.
You are my sister!
Not a joke. I had to think about it. I was like, it's 11, right? Right? It's 11.
Yeah, you had it. You got it. Don't worry. I believe in you. But yeah, so...
It's nothing funnier than when fucking Justin or Brooke will ask me a question like that, and I'll just look at them for a long period of time, and they can see me doing the math in my head, and I'm like, is it this? And they'll look at me and go, no. And I'm like, fuck!
Yeah, my version of that is like Bruce and trying to play fucking Baldur's Gate or D&D with me. And it's me being like, every obstacle. I am every obstacle. It's the best. Like, I've never seen a man have to, like, carry a corpse from combat encounter to combat encounter and still be like, no, we can do this. Like, actively using the word we.
My other favorite is because the other thing about my dyscalculia is that I have a bad time with units of... I have a really bad time with units of distance. So like I have a ruler sitting on my desk for when I order things, so that way I know I can look visually at how much an inch is. Because I've no visual library for it. I don't know. The number means nothing.
How long is 12 inches?
So I'll say, like, we'll be talking about something and I'll be like, you know, like the 2 miles and then from X to Z. And Justin will just turn slowly, look at me and go, that's like 30 miles. And I'm like, oh, well, whatever. And he goes, no, not whatever. I'm like, don't make
No, you don't get to have that one.
So fucking funny.
Oh my god.
It's up there
That's
with
so good.
with one of my favorites of all of Brooke doesn't blunder very often, which is why the few times that she does are very memorable.
Maybe Mario.
My favorite was we were talking about specifically Livin' La Vida Loca, the song Livin' La Vida Loca. And Brooke with her whole ass, when we were talking about something, we couldn't remember Ricky Martin's name, right? And Brooke so officially, with such certainty went, no, that's Rick Astley.
No.
And we turned and looked at her in the car and went, no? The worst one, though, and I get to put him on blast in front of my entire chat, is our dearest Justin, with his whole ass, so sure, said that Every Time We Touch was a Taylor Swift song.
No, I came off mute for that. No.
Absolutely
There's no way.
not.
That's a slur.
That's a slur.
I was like, no? Because I was excited about Cascada's new song, right? Or Cascada. I was excited about Cascada's new song. And so I was super excited. And I was like, yeah, you know, Every Time We Touch, Evacuate the Dance Floor. And he looked at me and went, no. Every Time We Touch is a Taylor Swift song. And I looked at him like he was deranged and went, no? And he's like, no, I'm so sure. And he started Googling it, and I watched him realize he was wrong. But that's stream. So I think today I'll send you to Ellie. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna give Honkai a shot. We're gonna see how we feel about Honkai Star Rail.
Please call it. She honk my rail till I star, or like something stupid.
Saturday, I think we'll work on another subathon reward. I don't know if we'll play a game or if we'll draw. I'll see how I feel, but Saturday, that's the plans. For now, to Ellie, I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye!